The following chilling footage comes from a security camera. The owner is a man who has a passion for collecting antique items, all of which he keeps in a warehouse located inside a large complex with many storage units. Recently, the supervisors of the complex said they had been hearing strange noises coming from his storage unit. Feeling both curious and concerned, the man eventually decided to install a security camera inside the warehouse. However, what the camera ended up capturing was far more terrifying than he ever expected. Let's take a look at the footage. An old monkey doll appears to move on its own in a disturbing way before suddenly falling back down. The man who owns the footage was shocked and frightened when he watched the recording again. Many people believe that the old doll may be inhabited by something unseen. So what do you think? The following chilling footage comes from a security camera installed inside a school. Staff members there have reported that, in recent times, strange and unsettling incidents have been occurring inside the building, events they simply cannot explain logically. Because of this, many of them have begun to suspect that the place might be haunted by something unseen. However, one day while the security guards were reviewing the surveillance footage, they came across something truly shocking and terrifying.
John, how is it doing that? But wait, John, it's about to break on its own. It's gonna break on its own.
You have to watch it until it breaks. That's when I start crying.
Watch, John. Are you watching this thing?
Yeah.
It's not moving. No, oh,
in there.
no, watch. Watch, John. Watch.
Man, it hurts so bad.
Nobody listens to me. There's ghosts in here. Nobody listens to me.
Watch
It's about to go crazy and break.
Oh.
It's still moving! It's still moving, y'all! It's still moving! It's still moving!
If it floats in the air and goes for the top, you'll freak out. And then it just moves. It's so good. It just came out. It's so good.
My hand's shaking. I can't.
It's not like this or like this. It's like
Poor Brooke, get in the path of the demon.
She's like, maybe I should put my feet on the table.
Oh my gosh.
In the world.
When you're just calling this stuff out loud, it's good to make it the way you do it. It should just take the scary 100 people.
Nobody listens to me. There's ghosts in this building, and nobody listens to me. I don't know if it's demons. I don't know if it's ghosts, but there is something in this building.
Because I'm telling you, like we've seen it 8 years. Something just disappeared.
At first, the pool cue appeared to move on its own in a strange and unsettling way. No one present at the location at the time seemed to notice what was happening. However, something far more terrifying occurred when an unseen force suddenly snapped the cue in half. When the security guards later watched the footage, they were left both shocked and frightened.
It's still moving! It's still moving, y'all! It's still moving! It's still moving!
If it floats in the air and goes for the top, you'll freak.
After reviewing the security camera footage again, the security guards became even more convinced that the school might truly be haunted by something unseen. So what do you think actually caused that strange incident? On TikTok, a woman named Anna Lapwood is usually known for posting simple yet entertaining videos of herself playing the organ. Nothing on her page has ever felt creepy or unsettling. However, On January 26, 2026, she uploaded a video that was completely different from her usual content. In the recording, Anna is inside a cathedral in Norway at around 2:30 a.m. Not long after she starts filming, the atmosphere in the place slowly begins to turn far more eerie.
Guys, I love you all. Please don't do this in the middle of the night. It's really scary. It's 2:30 in the morning and someone's trying to get in, and it is... I know they can't get in, but it is still scary. I basically just sit here in silence until that I feel like they've probably gone. But yeah.
Throughout the video, you can hear someone repeatedly pounding on the cathedral doors. It isn't a light knock, but loud, heavy bangs echoing through the room. The sound is so strong that it feels like whoever is outside isn't just trying to be heard, but is actually trying to force their way inside. The pounding echoed through the silent cathedral, filling every corner of the empty space. Anna didn't move at all. She remained completely still, listening carefully, waiting in tense silence, and hoping the sound would stop. Later, Anna explained that she heard the pounding 4 separate times before it finally disappeared. Maybe the person outside eventually gave up and left. But it still raises a chilling question. Why would someone keep banging so loudly on the doors at 2:30 in the morning at a dark, isolated cathedral? Some viewers feel the situation seems suspicious and unsettling, as if something intentionally came to the building or was targeting it. Others believe it might have simply been a normal person who was confused, locked out, or just messing around without realizing how terrifying the sound would be from inside. Whatever the explanation may be, hearing loud pounding like that in the middle of the night inside a massive empty cathedral, surrounded by darkness, and echoing sounds, is the kind of creepy footage that stays with you long after the noise has finally stopped. One night, a man named Waldo and his wife left their house as usual, without noticing anything strange. Everything felt completely normal, and there were no signs that anything was wrong. When they returned later that night, the house still looked exactly the same as before. But the next morning, when his wife stepped outside, she noticed something in the snow, something that immediately made her stop and stand still.
And this is where they end.
The footprints visible in the snow were barefoot prints, indicating that whoever walked through the area wasn't wearing any shoes. But what made it even more unsettling was the way the prints were positioned. One footprint pointed forward while the other pointed backward, as if whatever had been standing there wasn't standing in a normal way. Feeling uneasy, she began following the trail into the yard. But the farther she went, the stranger the pattern became. At first, it looked like two human footprints. Gradually, however, it changed into one human footprint and another that looked oddly animal-like. It wasn't a clear paw print, but the shape looked wrong, disturbing in a way that was hard to explain. Then, without any warning, the tracks suddenly stopped. There was no turn, no path leading away, just an abrupt end, as if whatever made them had simply vanished into thin air. In the comments, many people quickly suggested one explanation: a skinwalker. Whether you believe in that theory or not, one question still feels even more disturbing. Why did those footprints lead straight to their front door in the first place? In this creepy clip, a man named Danny shares a terrifying experience that has been happening inside his own home. At first, the incidents weren't obvious. Everything began with small, barely noticeable things, strange occurrences that could easily be brushed off, until they kept happening over and over again and became harder to ignore. According to Danny, the most unsettling part isn't the strange noises, the brief shadows, or even the feeling of being watched. What disturbs him the most are the sudden power outages. The electricity in his house randomly shuts off without any clear explanation. Strangely, the outages only affect his home. Sometimes the power is out for about 10 minutes, and other times it lasts nearly half an hour. During those moments, he is left in complete darkness, with no light, no visibility, and no idea what might be happening around him. At first, Danny assumed it was just a normal electrical problem, like faulty wiring or a minor technical issue that could easily be fixed. But over time, he began to notice a suspicious pattern. The outages never happen during storms, and oddly enough, they don't affect any of his neighbors' houses. What makes it even more disturbing is what happens after the power comes back on. Danny often finds objects in his home moved from where they were before. Doors that he clearly remembers closing tightly are suddenly slightly open. On some nights during the blackout, Danny even says he hears slow footsteps pacing near his bed. Then one night, the situation escalates into something far more frightening, something he can no longer ignore. And for the first time, he manages to capture it on camera.
Power's been out for about 30 minutes now. I keep hearing noises in the hall outside the room. I haven't heard anything for about 5 minutes now.
When the power suddenly goes out, the atmosphere inside the house turns into a silence that feels heavier than usual. Not long after, his bedroom door begins to shake violently. It doesn't sound like loose hinges or wind pushing against it. It's more like someone on the other side is trying to force their way in. Then right in front of Danny, something far more terrifying appears. A tall, shadowy figure can be seen standing there. Its form is so dark that it still stands out even in the faint light the camera manages to capture. When Danny shows the footage to his friends, some of them try to calm him down. They argue that whatever the figure is, it hasn't attacked him. It hasn't touched him, hurt him, or made any direct contact. Because of that, they think it might not be malicious. Maybe it's just a mysterious presence sharing the same space. But for many people, that explanation doesn't feel very convincing. Not every threat reveals its intentions right away. Some choose to stay hidden, quietly observing, learning routines, and only showing themselves when they know you can't see clearly. To this day, Danny still lives in that house. The strange power outages continue to happen, and he still hears things he cannot explain. Now he lives with a chilling thought that something might be inside the house with him. Something that only appears when the lights go out. So what do you think? Is this just an unexplained but harmless phenomenon? Or something waiting for the right moment to do something worse?